Okay, so anyone that's joining, this is my first live on TikTok, and we are trying to I'm old and trying to figure out TikToking. So thank you all for being patient.
Yes, yes, I'm just excited. I'm excited that
Yeah.
I figured it out this time. So, we'll wait just
Well,
for
good morning.
a few more people to hop on since we're a little bit early.
Yeah. And by the way, just to all the people that are joining, thank you so much. I am honored and humbled that you are joining us in the sacred space, this vessel of knowledge and high vibrations. Also, I want to tell everyone that I cannot see comments.
Can you
So,
not see comments at all?
no comments.
You can't see any.
No.
Oh my God. Why is that? You should have your own. Do you have your comments on? When
I
you
don't
went
know.
to live, so there's a little, like, if you go to set, if you hit okay, well, I think if
Oh,
you
wait
hit
a minute. Okay, wait a minute. Now I see comments. So, Joe, thank you.
okay,
He said,
cool.
he said nobody's writing anything. Okay, so that makes sense. So now I can see
Okay.
comments. Yay.
Okay, well, that's good. Yeah, so that's something that's new, because I was thinking when we go live, like, you'd be able to see mine and yours. So I have a notepad here.
Okay.
And so if you're talking, and then some of the people on mine have questions for you, then I'll write it down, and then you know
Okay, so can you see Joe's comments? I'm just curious.
no.
So I can see mine and you can see yours.
Yeah.
Thanks, TikTok. That's lovely.
All
All right.
right. Well,
So
all right. Well,
I
you
want
want to do it?
yeah, I
All
just want to
right.
first I want to first thank Molly for having me on as a guest and to connect with her community. And then have our communities kind of combined together. I just think
Yeah.
that's, so beautiful. I do want to say that Molly is my personal Reiki practitioner and healer, and I love her. And I do have the incredible blessing of being able to go see her in person. But I know that receiving Reiki from her from a distance is very powerful and healing as well. So I just want to give her a huge shout out. And if you have never done anything with Molly before, what are you doing with your life? Go see Molly. Like, seriously.
Oh, well, I love you so much. And
I
of
love you
course,
too.
everybody, when I'm on my lives, people always, always ask about crystals, because, of course, I love energy healing, but my second favorite thing that I like to really nerd out on,
Yeah,
crystals. And I
girl.
always mention you. I'm always like, our mother's crystals, go follow them. She has
Thank
the
you.
best crystals, the energy, that you infuse, your
Yeah.
beauty, your just high vibration. And
You're so
so
sweet.
anyways, so I'm excited, because now people get to see you, because I always
Yeah.
talk about you, and they
Yeah.
can follow you, and you can actually tell them more about what you do, how
Yeah.
you can get them, because I'm always like, okay, she's going live on Insta, and I'm so now, yeah, now
Yes.
you can tell everyone.
Well, I certainly appreciate the huge love fest here this morning. It makes me feel all ooey gooey inside. Um, First, I would just like to say that my name's Dana, if no one knows that, and I am the owner of Our Mother's Crystals. And we are a community. I don't want to say that we're just a shop, because we really are a community of like minded individuals that have come together. I say via spirit, because everyone, is connected, I think, via spirit, to provide crystal medicine to everyone and anyone that is interested. But at the same time, I don't have customers, I have clients. That's how I like to think of the business. And I treat everyone as a client and not just a customer. I'm not just retailing, I'm also educating along the way. And I feel that I've been led to do that with spirit and co create this with spirit, so it benefits the whole. So when you start to become more high vibrational and start using crystal medicine to heal yourself, you in turn will send a ripple effect out into the universe that then affects the entire greater good of the whole. That's just like a brief overview of what we do and why I do what I do. I am a level 2 Reiki practitioner, though I'm not really practicing. Yes, honey, yes, Reiki in the house. So I do infuse everything that we offer with Reiki. I do sound heal it with my drum, my shamanic drum, and my crystal sounding, excuse me, crystal singing bowl.
Yes.
I also do it with voice. I tone and sing over the crystals as well. I sage and clear all the crystals before they come to you. So when you receive anything from us, whether it's a crystal or metaphysical supplies, because we offer that as well, it is ready to use. And we also have partnered with One Tree Planted, which is a nonprofit organization that plants one tree in your honor with every purchase.
I
So,
love that.
yeah, well,
That's so neat.
I was guided by spirit to do that. If, we're taking from Mother Earth when we take
Mm-hmm.
a crystal, and it is important that we give back to her who so graciously gives to us. So with every purchase, we do plant a tree in your honor. And I think that's just a good brief overview of what I do and why I do what I do. I have had this business for 3 years now, though I have been working with crystals since 2014. And I will be the first to tell you I am not an expert because I am always learning.
Yes,
And I feel
always.
right. And so how can an expert, quote unquote expert, which
Right.
that word doesn't really resonate with me, how can I be an expert if I'm always learning?
We're
So
always a student.
always the student, always. And I enjoy this stuff so much. I could literally talk about this all day, but
Yeah.
I digress. We'll jump into whatever you guys want to talk about today and we'll get going.
Well, I do have a question though, because well, I just want you to explain for them, because a lot of times they're wanting to purchase, or they ask, where can I go? Will you tell them though,
Yeah.
how your lives work, how because that's different and unique, how
Yeah.
you do it, and then that way, and tell them of your upcoming one, so that way they know, because it's amazing,
sure.
because you can show them and see them, and there's so many people here on TikTok all over, all over the world. So you ship, so if you would just tell them really briefly.
Yeah, so we do ship all over the world. I have clients in Australia, Canada, England, Germany. I mean, all over the place.
That is amazing. And that's what I love about TikTok, because I get to connect with people that, people in Ukraine, people in Japan, people all over the world. And it's really special and neat. And I love that. So anyways, yeah.
I mean, it's pretty incredible how well, for you, Reiki, and me, crystals have connected me to so many people I never would have been able to connect with otherwise. So the way we retail or offer what we offer, we do a couple of different ways. The major way that we offer about 90% of our inventory and metaphysical supplies is on Instagram. So we really grew on Instagram more than we did on TikTok. And so we do Instagram live shows. And so, for instance, I will go live, I will show a crystal, and yes, so pretty. And then it will have a price attached to it, and you can just claim in the comments as I'm showing things. We get you a box started, and then at the end of the shows, once everything is complete, I invoice via PayPal, and then we ship out. And we are really, really fast on our turnaround for shipping. The other way that you can buy from us, and I'm going to be completely honest, we have an Etsy shop and we have a website. Now, both of those are limited onto what we have, because again, we save about 90% of our inventory just for the live shows and the story sells on Instagram.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they can hop on our website and our Etsy, and we have about 10% of our inventory of crystals and metaphysical supplies on there. And I have toyed with doing a TikTok live to retail, but it's a little bit different as far as me getting the information I need afterwards, as far as their email and stuff to send out an invoice. So I'm toying with that, and I'd be interested to know if they're interested.
Okay.
to do it
Well,
that way.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So if people are on here and have some questions, just regarding anything,
Hmm.
crystals, Dana
Hmm.
is your girl. So I'm going to show one of my favorite crystals that I actually bought
The God.
from you.
Oh, the goddess.
Um, this is a Super 7. Well,
Yes.
Super 7, maybe Super 6, you said.
Yeah, depending on, I mean, honestly, all Super Sevens, just being completely honest with everyone, they would need to be tested to make sure that they have all seven minerals
Yeah.
in there. But that one's quite close if it does not have it. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
And with the Super 7, I mean, that's supposed to be one of, I mean, like a really powerful healer, right? Like that's like kind of a,
It truly is because it's combining all those seven different minerals together to create like a powerhouse
yeah,
of frequency and energy.
yeah.
Hi, Liz. Thanks for joining us.
And I
If
have a
it,
littler one, you know, that's a big boy, but here's like a
yeah,
littler one that I have that I use a lot
yeah.
on my lives. Another one, oh gosh, this one is a fan favorite, and
And,
this one is
oh, that
from you all,
is
and
so, that is the angel aura amethyst.
yes, and everybody always loves
They're
this
like, what
one.
is that? It's so pretty.
Yeah, yes, I absolutely love this one. And it's interesting because like I know that this one is heat treated. And
It
that
is.
right?
Yeah.
Or is it heat treated or is it like
Well, yes. So anything that is aura, so there's titanium auras, there's angel auras, they do have a man-made heat-treated coating that goes on top of that. But that does not diminish the effects of the crystal. And I always like to be transparent about that because some people are like, oh, well, that's man-made. The
yeah.
actual crystal itself is not man-made. They are just putting that coating on top of it. And what it does, it compresses. And with that heat treatment, it actually compresses the energy so it can be more high vibrational for the actual user. So a lot of shops are totally against offering angel aura. I am not because I have actually worked with it and I can feel the
It,
power behind it.
yes. And it is really interesting because people will say, you know, what type do you like? Do you like raw? Do you like the
Yeah,
tumbled? Do you like and
yeah,
normally me, I would probably be one where I'm not gonna go for, you know, more or less a heat treated or one like but this one is special.
yeah.
Like it's magical. I love it. Paula
You
says I
can
love that
tell,
one.
right?
Yeah, it's
And
just
I
it's
And what I do too is like when I'm with my vendors and I'm deciding what we're going to carry, I literally feel,
yeah.
I feel the energy of what I'm offering. Um, and that's just part of another service essentially that I offer. I do want to touch on if no one's asked a question yet. I don't know if anyone's asked a question. They
Yeah,
have it
and
on my
guys, feel free to please ask questions because you know
thanks,
we're open
Jeremy.
to talk about anything, any questions you have, whether it's
Yeah. And
what's the
also
best grounding, manifest, whatever. So
yeah.
this is just laid back and just more just hanging out and asking questions, anything that you have. Can
It's like
you
coffee talk with a
explain?
friend.
There is a question. Can you explain more about the Super 7? Is that the name? So the Super 7, can you explain like what like more about
Yeah.
that?
So Super 7 is a trade name. Okay. So I call it like a street name for
Yeah.
crystal. So it's actually seven different minerals composed naturally into one crystal. The main part of it being amethyst, there's hematite, there's cacoxenite, there's rutile, there's goethite. What are the other two I'm missing? They're escaping me right now.
Smoky quartz,
Smoky quartz. Oh gosh, what's the last one?
amethyst. Did
I
you say
said
that?
amethyst.
Oh, okay.
Well, but anyway, it's compromised with those seven minerals together. Super 7 is the trade name that was given to it essentially, to be honest, for retail purposes.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But Super 7 is a powerhouse of a crystal because it's combining all the individual energies and frequencies that make up that one crystal for you to use. I find that most healers, Reiki practitioners, even doctors, I have a lot of doctors that are clients that are into crystals.
Mm-hmm.
They love Super 7 for, well, I'm not a doctor. I can't make any claims for overall healing. for the body, but not only for the physical body, but also for the auric body as well.
Mm-hmm.
I personally, just me using Super 7, I love, love, love it for the third eye and the crown chakra.
Third eye
I
and
feel,
crown. Okay.
yeah, for me, I feel like
Yes.
when I use it and connect with it, I am much more readily able to connect my third eye and my crown chakra with spirit. I'm able to receive downloads better, and I'm able to receive inspiration better and maybe get visions. Depending on what type of clair is your best clair, mine, I tend to be claircognizant, where it's
Mm-hmm.
just a knowing. I'm also somewhat clairvoyant, where I do see things. And then I am also clairaudient, where I hear things as well. And when I use Super 7, I tend to be able to amplify those clairs for
Okay,
myself.
awesome. So it really helps to open up, because people ask that all the time. Like,
Yeah.
what are good crystals, for intuition, or to help
Oh,
me open
yeah.
up for, what you just said, all of those clairs, and just to kind
Yes.
of help you connect. Do you recommend certain ones
Yeah.
for that?
There are definitely some I recommend. I have them on the table here and I'll show them. What I want to preface everything with, and you will hear me say this over and over and over again, you are the power and you are the magic behind using crystal energy in healing. So you want to think of, I'm just going to pull this obsidian out right now. You want to think of the crystal as your tool in your metaphysical toolbox.
Mm-hmm.
You are bringing the magic and the power, and it is helping to amplify it for you. So let's get back on topic with opening up that third eye and crown chakra, more connection. Do I not have my favorite crystal on the table? Amethyst? My gosh, Dana, what are you doing with your life? There it is. All right. So amethyst, labradorite. Love these two for third eye and crown chakra opening. They're what would be considered basic crystals that are readily available almost anywhere and everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
These are two I always recommend to have in your metaphysical toolbox if you're into being more psychic, increasing your mediumship abilities, and just working more deeply and connected with spirit. What I like to do is charge my crystal with my intention. So, and I actually go over this on our new YouTube channel and podcast that's coming out in November, which, by the way, everybody, Molly is going to be a guest on there. So if you're wanting to learn more about Molly and what she does and more like behind the scene things about Molly, stay tuned because that is launching in November. But I go into detail about how to do this on there. I'm simply just going to place it next to my heart chakra. The heart chakra is usually, if it's not closed, it's open to receiving, right? So we're going
Mm-hmm.
to receive the energy and frequency of the crystals with ourselves. So taking a deep breath just to get centered. Labradorite and amethyst, I ask that your frequency and energy connect to my energy and frequency, and we co-create together a more open third eye and a more open crown chakra, so that I may receive daily inspiration, so that I may receive downloads from you, so that I may have the visions that I want to have. And in your mantra, whatever, however you want to charge it, is
Right.
completely up to you. And I
Right.
continue to say those things until it feels right for me. And then these crystals are now sufficiently charged and connected now with your energy and frequency, and they're helping to amplify that intention out into the universe, so that now you may be more easily able to receive.
Yeah,
So
so I
again,
I
go
I
ahead.
love that, because so many people, it's like, you get a crystal and you're like, "Woo, I have this new
Yes.
crystal. I love it."
What do
And
I
and
do
then it's
with it
like,
now?
now now what do I do,
Now,
or how do I use it? And I love that. So then you're
yes,
saying, you really take the crystal and whatever it is that you're kind of using it for, so like with your third eye, and just really connecting with it, and kind of almost asking, saying, "Hey, this is what,
yeah.
I
Well,
need help with this. Help
yeah,
me." Okay. And that's kind of
and
how you charge it, as well as
yes,
okay. Yeah, because that
yes.
was
You're affirming and confirming the use of the crystal for you. So a lot of times, and Jeremy, I see your question. I'm going to get to that in just a second. Hang tight. A lot of times what we do is we look at the metaphysical properties of a crystal and we just think it's going to change our world.
Right.
And that's simply not the case. That's not how energetics work. We have to take an active role in what we're doing with our metaphysical tools to allow them to work with us. Now, you can easily bring a crystal into the house, and yes, I believe it does change the energy and frequency of the space of where it's sitting. But
Mm-hmm.
until you really make a definite decision to actually work with the crystal and charge it with your intention, you're not going to get a whole lot of benefits out of it because, again, you have to participate. You are participating in this world, in this universe, and you are bringing your energy. You have to connect to the energy and frequency of the crystal in order for it to work sufficiently for you. I'm a
And I
big,
love
big
that. And I'm gonna
believer.
there's been a couple questions on here
I'm
that
gonna,
that for
I
you.
want to
So
answer Jeremy's real fast because
okay,
he's being
yeah.
very patient. So Jeremy asked, what crystal improves focus? Ooh, let me tell you, baby, I got one right here. Rainbow fluorite or any type of fluorite is exceptional for focus. So I always recommend this for teachers, for students, especially,
Ooh, yeah.
or just for people that have an ADHD type of mind, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the ADHD crystal, and it does work with the third eye
Okay.
chakra to help to calm down the nervous system. Okay. So when we have an overactive nervous system, that's when our mind tends to race, 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 race.
Yeah.
So with using fluorite, and again, setting the intention to do so, charging it with your energy and frequency,
Mm-hmm.
then every time you look at your crystal, every time you hold it, every time you're walking around with it, if you're carrying it in your pocket, ladies, if you're carrying them in your bra, wherever it may be, that energy is going to be amplified with you throughout your day. And I also like when we just look at our crystals that we have set our intention upon, every time you look at it, it is a reminder of that intention you set. And that is nothing to take for granted because every time you think about that, guess what? It's sending a ping up into the universal energy quantum world realm that we live in, and it is sending that energy for your benefit back out into the universe. And guess what? That's going to come right back to you.
I
So I
love that.
think, yeah,
I want to show you. Look at this.
fluorite for
So
focus.
I of course get just what you were saying. Overly excited. Need to say focus.
Yeah.
These fluorite.
Yes.
Yeah. So what you said. Well, this one is the rainbow.
That's rainbow fluorite. Mm-hmm.
And then this one I usually have at my house, which just green fluorite.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yes.
So and then someone said that her son, I think her son said that who said that? Someone said that her son bought her a slab of the green fluorite and that he has ADHD.
I kind of do, so I get it. And it works wonders. And I have an actual crystal grid set up just for focus. And in the center of that grid is rainbow fluorite.
Another question. How do you know if a crystal is right for you? Like, how do you?
Yes. So I am a big, big believer in working with our own energy and our own intuition and our own feeling. And that is something that we have lost along the way just in our typical everyday robotic type of life and society. I always tell people, go with your gut. That gut instinct is there for a reason. Ooh, I just got chills for confirmation. Also, the feeling behind it. So if it's possible to actually hold the crystal and feel it in your hand, that would be number one. Does it light my hand? Does it feel good to my soul? Do I get chills when I hold it? What am I? You want to tune into yourself and into your body and see what you're actually feeling when you hold that crystal. Now, I'm not saying you have to hold it. This can be done from a distance. You can look at a crystal. I'm going to hold this pie right up.
Okay. Ooh, I love pyrite. Ooh, I love pyrite.
Me too.
Yeah.
And you can instantaneously get a feeling like that's for me. I'm initially drawn to it. And then, or on the other side of that, you'll get a feeling like, I'm not feeling that right now, but I might adversely hold up a blue calcite and you're like, oh, okay, now I'm
that's
feeling that.
really pretty.
So I highly encourage all of my clients to tap into their own inner knowing.
Yeah.
That's there for a reason, and we lose that along the way. We need to rebuild that muscle. So to know what crystals you're called to, feel them.
Yeah.
And it can even be looking at a picture on the internet.
Mhm.
You can just Google crystals, okay, and whatever images come up. What are the ones that you're looking at that, ooh, I'm feeling that one, or ooh, oh, I'm not feeling that one. Tap into that inner knowing that we all have and all have a right to use.
Yeah.
And use that as your inner compass to guide you into what crystal you need.
And you know what I find interesting too is like I will have one crystal that I love, and I'll be like, ooh, I love this one. I'm
Yes.
using it all the time. And then
Right.
I'm like, I kind of put that one down. And then maybe one I haven't used in a while, I'm really drawn to it. And it's just like, it's what your energy kind of needs. There was a question like, where is the best place to keep your crystal? Or like, maybe even on your body, or like someone asked,
Yes.
Where's the best place? Yeah.
Yes. And I just want to acknowledge Rachel here. She has asked a question on my end. I just want to acknowledge that I have seen that, and I will get to you, sweetie. Thank you for being patient. And hi, Little Miss Mousy, and hi, Queen T Tony. Okay, so best place to keep your crystal. It's up to you. What feels good to you? I'm always gonna point you into using your own magic and your own power to answer that question. For me personally, it depends on how I'm working with it. If it's something I want to work with on a daily basis, for me, that's amethyst. Okay, amethyst is my crystal. That is the one that I deeply connect to no matter what. So when I work with amethyst, I typically like to wear it. So it's around me all the time. I'm absorbing that energy all the time. And or I like to carry it on me. So that might be a little crystal tumble in my bra. That might be a crystal tumble in my pocket, or I might carry it in my purse if I'm out on the go. Now, when I get home, I still keep it on me, and I like to place it next to my bedside at night when I'm not essentially using it, correct?
Yeah.
So I like any crystal that I'm using on a regular basis, I like to keep it close to me so that our energies are always, not that they're not always connected, but it's just always close to me. Otherwise, display your crystals as you want, as they feel good to you. I make everything sacred, so everything has its own little sacred spot, and it has a reason behind it. I get into crystal feng shui and all of those things.
Ooh, that's neat.
Yes.
Yeah.
But as you can see behind me, I have just displays of crystals. Now, from time to time, I will come and choose these crystals for whatever I'm wanting to work with. But I'll be the first to tell you, I have plenty of crystals that I just display because I love them. I think they're beautiful. I love geology. I love the way crystals form. I love the way rocks and minerals can form. And I do have some just on display because I love them. But that doesn't mean that they're any less significant. Yeah. Okay. It's all about the intention you put behind using your crystal. But if it's one that you are working with on just an everyday, regular basis, carry it with you always. There's no right or wrong here. And I don't want to go off on a tangent here, but I do want to really make note that in the spiritual and metaphysical community, you're going to read a lot of stuff. You're going to hear a lot of stuff. And you're going to get overwhelmed. Okay. You're not going to know what's right and what's wrong. I am here to tell you there is no right or wrong, because you are always in control of your magic.
Yes.
No one else can tell you what to do. Just because something worked for, say, me, doesn't mean it's necessarily going to resonate and work for you. So it's honestly, it's empowering when you can finally realize this and just know that if someone says you have to clear your crystal under sage smoke for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
No, you do not. You do not have to do that. With the universe and working with universal energy, yes, there are the 12 laws of the universe. That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
But when working your magic and when you're putting your intention into using crystals, there are no rules. You're not going to mess anything up if the intention is there. You're not going to do anything wrong if the intention is there. If you have a loving heart and the intention to work with your crystal is for the highest good of the whole and for you,
Yeah.
you're not going to mess it up. I promise you.
I love that.
And I am really, really big on that.
I am too, girl.
Yes, we
I
talked about that. We are both rule breakers.
We are.
And it's okay to be a rule breaker.
Yeah.
So Rachel said she feels drawn to sodalite and she doesn't know why.
Ooh.
I know why.
Okay. And I have a bunch too on my end. So guys, we will get to them. You can see me. I'm writing them down. If I don't say your question, please put it on there again, because you guys also know I'm blind, and so I have to like get close, but I'm writing them down because there were some awesome questions for you, and actually I want to know some of these answers too. I have a sodalite.
Oh, good, because I don't have one on the table. Yes, that is sodalite. So a lot of times you'll get attracted to a crystal and you don't know why. 9 times out of 10, it is because that energy and frequency is what you need in your life right now. Sodalite is exceptional for communication and the throat chakra. Ooh, I just got chills, baby. That is confirmation. So that's confirmation.
She must need to be able to express, maybe.
Yes. So there is a possibility that you're not expressing your true voice in your world right now. So sodalite is nudging you to open up that throat chakra and speak your truth, baby.
Love it.
Seriously. So if that resonates with you, then I would highly suggest working with sodalite. Also, sodalite can also be very calming and soothing. So if you are feeling a little bit out of sorts right now and that you need to calm it down, girlfriend, sodalite could be nudging you to do that as well. But that's a great example of how crystals will call to us because we need that energy in our life and we just don't know it.
Yes.
And that's a telltale sign that something probably needs to change.
So, okay. I actually want to know this from you. I want to hear your opinion. So I know, just like me, like, you know, kind of we're a little bit of rule breakers, you know, as long as it's all about the intention. But I do find this interesting, right? Mm-hmm. Have you ever found, so this person asked, what crystals kind of don't go together? So maybe you might have crystals that like love each other, love their energy, and you put them on and they're like, ooh, they like work together. And are there crystals that you put them together and they're like, you know, what? That's so interesting. Whoever asked that, I love that question. Hold on. So anxiety, depression. Sorry, I want to make sure I just get everyone's question. So go ahead on that. Let's see.
So, and you're welcome, Rachel. I love you. I am in belief that all of the crystals and crystal energy came from Mother Gaia for a reason. And she has connected them together in a crystalline network underneath the ground and now on top of the ground for us to use. Anything and everything is interconnected. We are all a spider web that's all connected. I do not believe that there are crystals that should not go together. I will get a lot of flack for that. There will be a lot of people that disagree with me on that. I don't believe that. Okay. I feel like if you need, let's go on the opposite ends of the spectrum here as far as energy and frequency. We have obsidian, which is more for the root chakra. It has a way denser energy and frequency than clear quartz.
Yes.
Up on the crown chakra, right?
Yes.
Now, how is it that I don't need some grounding and protection during my day, but I also need clarity and vision and high vibrations during my day? Mm-hmm. Now, if we were just looking this at a more physical or analytical aspect, you would say that these are complete opposites, polar negatives. They should not work together.
Yes.
I call BS because with your, again, going back to your intention and what you're wanting to achieve and create magic with your crystals, it can be achieved. There is nothing blocking that other than your own belief.
Okay, cool. So then really, once again, it's all about your intention.
It
working
is.
with the crystals and feeling it. And maybe you do feel,
Yeah.
you put two together and you're like, oh, that doesn't feel as good. I'm going to
So,
pick
okay.
another one up then. Okay.
Yes.
Another question.
Okay.
Oh, did you want to go back?
I wanted to piggyback on that by
Okay.
saying it is a feeling. So let's say you put super high vibrational moldavite with
Yes.
like some, go ahead.
No, I was
Do you
just going to
know
show Moldavite
Yeah,
because
I
I'm
love
nerdy.
moldavite.
Yeah. Moldavite.
And then
Yeah.
you put it with like a meteorite. That's a lot of freaking energy. And
Okay.
that might be like, whoa, that's way too much. That might be an instant where it does not go together for you at that certain
Because
time.
it's
The
so much.
next person, I'm a freaking alien, I'm an Aquarius. I love that airy outer space energy.
Yeah.
I love them together.
Yeah.
My boyfriend, my partner in life, Doug, cannot do it. He
Okay.
cannot handle it. So that is an instance where those two would not go together for that particular individual. It does not mean they can't go together for you.
Okay, cool. So
Yes.
this, what do you think about which I guess this is going to be, well, there's a reason why you kind of talked about already your crystals when you pick out and go and receive your crystals, you do a lot, you infuse them with Reiki and
Yes.
you cleanse and sound. So someone
Yes.
asks, can crystals, so let's say, you're just going to go in wherever, can crystals hold other people's energy? So you're going to go into a store,
Yes.
maybe a lot of different people are picking them up or looking at them or whatever.
Yes.
Okay.
I 100% believe that is true.
Okay,
If we are able to infuse our energy into crystals, anyone can.
Yes.
This comes down to feeling the crystal. So let's say I carried here I have I'll just use this. I have an optical calcite, and let's just say I carried this with me and I went to work.
Oh, can I see that one? What is this one?
Optical calcite.
Oh, that's really cool.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
have
really
some in the golden honey color soon. I love this crystal.
Yeah.
But let's just say it was a really wonky day at work and the vibes are off. People were acting a damn fool.
Yeah.
The vibration was funky. Okay.
Yes.
And I have no doubt that when we allow people to penetrate our power and our aura, that in turn infuses into the crystal that you're carrying. It is also plausible, if you believe everything is energy, that yes, it absolutely can pick up on the energies that are around you. So that is why some people are like, I never cleanse my crystals. I don't think that's necessary. Okay, that's fine.
Right.
That is what resonates with you. On the other hand, I can totally feel a difference like when something like that happens.
Yes.
Okay, I can tell the energy of the crystal is no longer vibrating where it was. So that is my telltale sign that I need to cleanse it. I need to charge it again with my intention.
And kind of like with that, will you, and then I do have other questions, but this is a question I think that I get a lot. So with that, what do you think for people is, the best way to cleanse crystals, and maybe we can't always put all our crystals out, under the full moon or whatever.
Yeah.
So can you give like, what you could do it like really hardcore and then just simple things. Okay.
Yes.
So,
there's a lot of different ways to cleanse to cleanse your crystals. And I actually did a short reel about this on our Instagram. And you're going to find your favorite way. Okay. I always preface everything I say, take what resonates with you and leave the rest.
Yes.
Okay. So number one for me is a smoke cleanse. I use sacred herbs. I love sage. I love lavender. I love cypress, Palo Santo, Holywood. I absolutely love. So I love doing a smoke cleanse with my crystals. And I get asked a lot, well, how long do I need to do the smoke over the crystal?
Yes.
It's up to you. Remember, you're in control of everything. Mm-hmm. So it's all, I encourage you to tap into that feeling again, that inner knowing. So let's say I have a sage bundle in my hand and I'm letting the smoke drift over the screen of entering. I am going
Oh,
to
can I
continue.
see that one? Will you put that one up?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I am going to
Oh my gosh.
continue to let that go, let the smoke cover it until it feels like it's cleansed.
Okay.
For somebody, that might be 10 seconds. For the next person, it might take a minute. It
Mm-hmm.
does not matter. Time does not exist, you all. Time is irrelevant. Timing of things happening is everything. So when that
Mm-hmm.
timing feels good to you, then it is cleansed. You can also use other crystals. I love selenite, gypsum, satin bar. This is a raw piece. Yeah, we love our selenite here. So these will come in either raw form or polished forms. You can actually just, let me make sure I'm in view here. Yeah. So you can actually have a plate or a bar or a wand of selenite, and then you can lay your crystal on top. This one's not, there we go. On top of the selenite and let it cleanse and be infused from the selenite that way. Selenite is one of those crystals that metaphysically is said to not ever need to be cleansed because it continues to do that on its own. It stays exceptionally high vibrational, just like clear quartz does. So you can just lay it on here. I like to keep them overnight. That always
I have a plate.
perfect.
And then you can even put like your jewelry on it.
Yeah.
Take your rings and then some of them, they have the bowls.
Yes, the bowls as well. Yes.
Yeah.
So in any way that you have your selenite, you can put your crystal on there. And then also you can do a water bath with your crystals. I prefer creek water or spring water, not tap water with all the funky things in it. But you also want to make sure that your crystals are water safe. So for instance, this is not water safe. This will dissolve in water.
That is a question I wanted to ask you, because what are like the main ones not to put in water?
So selenite and gypsum, number one. You do not want to put that in water. It will dissolve. Black tourmaline, you do not want to put in water. It will eventually break apart and dissolve. Also, pyrite is another one you do not want to put in water, not because it's going to dissolve, but because a chemical reaction can occur when pyrite is exposed to water for too long. So those are the top three that are most commonly used. You should not put in water. So when you do like a water bath with cleansing your crystals, again, it's just timing whenever it feels good to you. You can also infuse with the sun. We all forget about grandfather sun. We all think about grandmother moon. But we forget about the energy and the clearing that comes with grandfather sun. So as long as your crystals are sun safe, you can put them out in the sun and let them be charged and cleansed from solar energy. And it is actually pretty freaking powerful. So if you've never tried that before, I encourage you to do that with your crystals and feel the difference once you do so. Another way
maybe it's more like too, like I'm just thinking as you're talking about it, that sun energy, more masculine. It's infusing it almost with more fire, masculine energy.
Exactly.
Where the moon, it's infusing it with more that like emotional, feminine, water energy. So like that's even exactly doing it like both, separate time, so that's neat.
Yeah, you will absolutely feel the difference if you're open, to receiving and allowing to feel that difference. Another way that you can cleanse is using the earth. So we put the crystals back where they came from. Mother Earth is our biggest healer. That is why grounding is important. Walking barefoot is important. There are ions that are in the earth naturally, in the dirt, in the grass, that help to neutralize. And so when we take a crystal and we put it back to earth, I like to just do it for a few hours if I do it that way. Some people actually dig a hole and put it in the dirt and then cover it up. I actually really like doing that if you have a space to do that. If not, you can just literally like lay it outside on the ground and let it infuse. But that will help to cleanse and clear it as well. Awesome. And then you can also use your voice. You can tone using your voice. You can tone using a singing bowl as well. And that will help to clear crystals as well.
This one is my favorite, the
I
crystal
love your,
tuning
oh my
fork.
God, I love it so much.
That one. Do you have any questions? Because I have more on yours. Because I have some more that people asked.
No, you go ahead with yours.
Okay, let's see. And now with my so a couple, let's see, how did you start with crystals? So a couple, there's two that are asking for like specific things. So one, and I'll just say it so then you can talk about. One person asked for best crystals for anxiety and depression, and then
Yes.
another person asked best crystals for menstrual cramps. So maybe that
Oh,
person is like, I am in pain and I need and heavy flow.
I
so
got you.
so
I
two
got you from both
different
of them.
people, but those were two questions. So
Okay, so for the first one, anxiety, was it
yes,
anxiety?
anxiety, depression.
Okay, oh yes. Okay, so number one, my number one go-to for anxiety and depression is lepidolite.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is a really light lepidolite. I have another one in here that I want to show you because it does come in different variations. I thought I did. Okay, I lied. I don't. So lepidolite. Lepidolite has natural lithium in it. Okay, lithium is one of the minerals that makes up lepidolite. So we think of all of the drugs that have lithium in there to help with anxiety and depression. This is a natural way to infuse your aura and your being with that quote unquote medication. Lepidolite is phenomenal for calming, for soothing, to relax the nervous system. It also has a little bit of a healing aspect to the crown chakra and the third eye chakra, which tends to get extremely overactive when we are either grieving or we are in a depressive episode or we are full of anxiety. So it's helping to work not only on the entire natural body and the aura, but it's also working up here as well to get you back into a more calm mental state. So lepidolite, number one. Second is howlite. Oh my gosh. Howlite, my second go-to for anxiety and depression. This is also known as white buffalo. The Native Americans gave it that name. So white buffalo or howlite. This is again extremely calming and soothing, especially to the heart chakra. I do want to say that it does, again, just kind of like lepidolite does, it does help the entire aura, the energetic body that gets thrown off course when we go into depression, which we all do from time to time. And there's no shame in that at all. We all have our moments. And if you're like high anxiety, again, the mind is racing all the time. This helps again to work on the nervous system to calm all of that down. Put these two together. This is a great, great pairing. So the energies are going to help to amplify and play off of each other. Again, when you set the intention to do so, you know, for anxiety, for depression, whatever your element is at that time. And I encourage you to work with these crystals by meditating. That's a great way to connect with them and also would be super beneficial for depression and anxiety. Also, I'm just gonna go with the good, just go to rose quartz.
Okay. Rose quartz. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so extremely gentle.
Yes.
Okay, it's not like a moldavite that's gonna be like super punchy and super powerful. Again, a more soothing, unconditional type of love. Rose quartz is wonderful to remember to love yourself unconditionally. So I think a lot of times when we go through anxiety and depression in these episodes in our life, we tend to be kind of hard on ourselves, right?
Yeah.
Like, why am I feeling this way? Why do I continue to feel like shit?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, we've all done it.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
And rose quartz is a gentle reminder to be gentle with yourself during this process. And if you're wanting to feel a little bit more of universal love and energy flowing into your body and flowing into your aura, I highly suggest rose quartz for this instance. So you can go a lot of different ways with anxiety and depression. I like to gear more towards the nervous system, the auric
Mhm.
body, and the heart, because I think all of those need to be balanced and on point to get that under control.
And do you have with that? So those are like really like nurturing, calming.
Yeah.
Like with the depression, if you need kind of a like a mood,
A
like
mood booster.
uplift, like
Hmm.
sunshine. Is there any
Yeah.
crystal like for that depression that kind of just helps you
Yeah.
just to like feel happy or
Yes.
just what would those or do you
That is
have
such
a
a great
favorite?
question. That is such a great question. Thank you for asking that. So, like, when you get all this under control to a certain extent, again, you're going to have to put some work in here too. The crystals
Right,
are not going to just heal you
right.
automatically. You have to do some work on your end as well. Citrine. Oh my
Citrus.
God. So,
Okay.
yeah, I have a smoky citrine here. This is from the Congo. This would also be known
Wow.
as Kundalini quartz. Um,
Wow.
but
That is
citrine, yeah,
gorgeous.
I love my citrine.
Yeah.
I'm a big citrine fan. So citrine, orange calcite, those two.
Is this one orange calcite or is this
Yeah,
yellow?
yep, that's orange.
This is one of my yeah, okay.
Yes.
And this
So
one,
those,
right? This is one of yours.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
This one. Yeah, okay.
So orange or yellow calcite are great for that. So you want to think about joy, like to bring that joy back into your life, and that's something that's a little bit more punchy and energizing. That's
Yes.
going to be working on the sacral and the solar plexus chakra. So you want to think of orange and yellow tone crystals. My personal favorites again are the citrine and the orange calcite for that.
Okay.
I can look at those and I can hold those and I automatically feel a little boost from them.
Yeah.
So I would highly encourage anyone that is going through anxiety, depression, or grief to transition into using any of those. And
Okay.
then we have the question about the PMS, the heavy flow.
Yes.
And yes, so oh my gosh, I don't have one on my table.
What is it? I might because I have all my crystals.
Carnelian.
Oh yes, I do.
Okay, perfect. And then moonstone.
I don't have any moonstone.
Okay.
This is carnelian.
Do you care if I just go run and get one?
No,
Okay.
go. I do that all the time.
Okay.
Go get what you need. Yeah, yeah. And if you guys have any more questions, I'm writing them down as we go.
Okay. So you want to think about working on the root chakra and the sacral chakra when it comes to that time of the month. The moon,
Okay.
I call it, I always say I'm on my moon when I'm going through that. So any of the moonstones, this one is rainbow moonstone. It is a type of feldspar.
Ooh.
Ah,
Put that up closer. Let me see that. I don't have any
yes.
moonstone.
You
Oh,
don't
that
have a
is
moonstone?
no, that
Oh
is
my gosh.
gorgeous.
We are going to have to change that. So
I
this will
know.
reflect light. This will reflect light like labradorite does. So it will have a flash and a sheen to it depending on, how it picks it up. But this
Wow.
is a type of feldspar. Moonstone also comes in peach moonstone, black moonstone. There
Ooh.
are, yeah, there are several different varieties. And I think people get caught up on, well, which moonstone do I need? They're all from the
Mhm.
feldspar family. I think any of them work beautifully for that time of the month.
Okay.
Now you have the carnelian on your end,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
carnelian is, oh, I want to mention too, both of these are for the womb center. So anytime you're working with the womb or the uterus, again, I'm not a doctor. I cannot make any medical claims. I want to preface everything I say by that. These two are my go-tos for that. So when I am going through that time of the month on my moon cycle, I always get this and the carnelian. I pair them together and I actually lay down and I place that on that area of my body.
Okay.
Yes. And I, again, have set my intention to do so to help to relieve any pain
Okay.
that can come with that time of the month, the heavy flows and things like that, and to just really kind to heal the womb center. Now, I'm not saying you're not going to have a period
Yeah.
cramp if
Yeah.
you do this, okay? It happens. We know this. It happens. But we can lessen typically those ailments that come along with having a moon cycle and being a woman that time of the month. So working with those two together and you setting the intention to do so, whatever that is for you,
Mm-hmm.
and then placing it on that actual womb center should give you a little bit of relief.
Would that be, someone also asked for bladder? Would that combination be
I
good
got that on my
for bladder, or would there be something different? And I don't know if it was, I think just bladder issues, or I don't know if it
yes.
was pain.
So anytime you work with the bladder, the same rules are going to apply. I do try to focus more on the sacral chakra when it comes to that area of the body. So
Mm-hmm.
all of your orange crystals for the sacral chakra. I love tiger's eye for this. I love, again, the orange calcite that you had already held up.
Okay, yeah, I
And
don't
then,
have tiger's eye either. So this one, orange
yeah,
calcite.
here, I've got a tiger's eye Buddha head.
Oh wow.
But tiger's eye for that. And then honeycomb calcite
Honey, and I don't
is,
have any of that.
is
Oh,
wonderful.
oh, come on. That is,
Right. I know.
oh my
Gorgeous. And
God.
it naturally forms like in this honeycomb
Really?
pattern. So beautiful. I like that. And then also,
Wow.
I don't have one in front of me here, but there is a mineral crystal called brucite.
Bruce.
Brucite. I have carried this multiple times at Our Mother's Crystals, and I don't think I have one in here. I think it's in the room. But yes, it's a yellow crystal.
Okay.
And I like it. This is what I've learned along the way over my years of learning with crystals. It connects the lungs all the way down to like the uterus area. It helps to work on all of that.
Oh wow.
And I find that it is helpful for urinary issues.
And it's, I've never even heard of it. Brucite.
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 Yes, it's a yellow crystal, and if you just type in brucite, you'll be able to Google it and find it.
Yeah. So cystitis, is that what you're like sorry, I'm
Yeah.
just
So
looking
anything,
at yeah, interstitial cystitis. She
right.
talked about yes, that would be.
And then
That
I would also encourage the carnelian here as well, because that is still working on that womb center. Okay, all of that is connected down there. So I would definitely work on strengthening that chakra in that area of the body with the carnelian as well.
Okay.
And again, I want to preface everything. I am not a doctor.
Right.
It's
just
not,
and they're just not, it's complementary, to whatever they're already doing, and just different ways. And
correct.
A couple other for symptoms, and then I'll go back, because then there was some just regular. So let's see, there was chronic pain.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Do you ever get one for chronic pain?
Yes.
Okay.
Anytime there is pain or physical healing that needs to, by the way, anyone that's asking a physical question here, I failed to mention the Master Healer quartz, clear quartz. That is always what I recommend, is clear quartz, clear quartz, clear quartz. If you do not have anything else, clear quartz. Okay.
Someone just, who was it? Sorry, Brittany just said, Dana is the crystal doctor. You're the crystal doctor. You're the crystal matchmaker, and you're the crystal doctor. Okay.
I will totally own that. I appreciate that. Thank you, Brittany.
So the quartz is best for pain. That's your number one?
Well, just for overall anything physical.
Anything physical. Okay.
Anything physical.
Okay.
I always say the Mac Daddy Master Healer clear quartz, because it is super high vibrational. It works with white light universal energy. It never has to be cleared, and it is easily programmable and chargeable with your intention. Okay, it's just like bam, it is ready to go as soon as you set the intention in there, just more readily programmable.
So would you say like this, I want, just really healing healing for my head,
Yeah.
healing for pain. You just really
Yes.
program that in for
Yeah. I would do that intention setting again where I hold it close to my heart chakra
your heart
and
chakra.
I ask its energy and frequency to be connected to my energy and frequency. And I do it until I feel it. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm doing it really fast here, and it just
Right.
depends on the person. And then I ask for your healing properties to move throughout my body to where it is most needed, bringing in universal white light energy to heal those places. And you can list them off.
Mm-hmm.
You can get really detailed here if you want to. Remember, there are no rules. So you are creating the magic. You are the power behind the magic, and the crystal is the tool to help amplify all of that for your greater good. So clear quartz for sure. I left out one of my favorite crystals on the table, petrified wood.
I have one.
Okay, look at you being all prepared. And the crystal girl.
Okay, look, I always say, because during my lives, do you see this?
Love.
Can you see all during my lives, I always say I'm like Harry Potter. If someone could see, I have like tuning forks, crystal bowls, like
yes,
crystals everywhere. I'm grabbing everything. So, okay, petrified wood. Oh, I have two, but I want to get your take on this one.
Yeah.
Okay. So petrified wood is good for pain, right? That's what you're saying.
And again, it's another one for overall healing. So if you have any physical ailment, I always encourage Master Healer Clear Quartz first, and then petrified. Ooh, that's beautiful.
Is this petrified wood? No, I bought this, and they said that it was wood that had been struck by lightning.
It appears to be, yes.
And then this one is
yeah, that's petrified wood from Madagascar.
And then this was from Arizona, and they said it had been struck by lightning.
It does appear that is that type of material. That's pretty darn cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm actually kind of jealous. So petrified wood, it brings earth energy, right? I mean, all crystals do, but this is really like tree earth energy.
Yeah.
Infused with quartz and agate. And then it also, because it's so old, it's a fossil.
Right.
It brings ancient healing energy into the mix here.
Okay.
So petrified wood, you would use it the same way, setting your intention. And I actually, too, I failed to mention this, I like to place the crystal on the part of the body that I'm really focusing on. If that's multiple areas, I'll move it around. Yeah. But I do like to focus it on wherever that element is. And then
someone did ask with the clear quartz, does it matter the shape or anything?
Shapes do matter.
Oh, I didn't on crystal quartz. I did not know that.
Yeah. So shapes, and right. Just remind me if I forget to get into that.
The shape, just
about the shape does matter. Yeah, and I can just.
That's see, I learned. Okay.
Yes.
Shapes.
So if you believe everything holds energy and frequency, a shape holds energy and frequency.
Yes.
So and then when you combine that together with crystal magic, then it creates something different. So moving back into physical healing, it was pain, right? Correct?
Yes, the pain.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. So you definitely want to do clear quartz. You definitely want to do petrified wood. And then my third for physical healing is a very soothing crystal. So blue chalcedony. It calms the fire.
Wait, what did you say?
Blue chalcedony. So my skull here is blue chalcedony.
Wow. I don't have that either.
Yeah, so this cools inflammation. So we think of any pain or element or dis-ease in the body is an inflammatory response to something. This helps to calm that inflammatory response. I just got chills. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you.
Okay, I need that in my life. So that would help with like inflammation, any kind of like helping with inflammation. Blue chalcedony. So not calcite.
No, I'll spell it for you. It's CHAL CEDONY.
Okay, blue chalcedony. So that would be
Yes.
good for inflammation too.
Right.
Inflammation, pain.
So when we have pain anywhere in the body, we want to calm that fire that is in the joint or the whatever it is, the
Yeah.
head. You got it, migraines or headache. We want to calm that inflammation. And blue chalcedony is a beautiful crystal to charge and program to do that for you.
Cool.
Okay, so talking about the shape of crystals, it matters. I have a skull here. I have a double termination, or what's known as a DT here for short. You'll hear it be called a DT all the time. That's just short for double termination. I have a tower. So all of this means something. I have a sphere. All of these mean something. So when we're talking about the shapes of crystals, that energy is now being connected with the energy of the crystal, essentially. So I'm just going to use the sphere as an example. This is Unakite. Round things, circular things are very feminine. They're goddess energy. So
Okay.
if so you think of a tower being really rigid, that's masculine.
I gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
more masculine powerhouse. Let's get this shit done energy.
Okay. Okay.
Where a sphere is more feminine, it's more receiving, it's softer, it's more gentle, and it is more receptive of universal, essentially, energy. So if you're wanting to work with a crystal and have it be a more feminine feel
Yes.
or a more feminine energy, you definitely want to go more with a sphere. Now, let's say you're wanting to really create some major magic, let's say in the middle of a grid. I love towers for this because they
Mhm.
are more masculine in energy. The masculine puts out energy. So where the feminine receives, if we're really wanting to get something done, let's say I want to create an abundance grid, a prosperity grid for
Yeah.
my job.
Yeah.
I typically prefer a tower in the middle because it's projecting the energy up to the universe and it's pushing everything out.
Oh, I
I'm
love
not saying
that.
that I'm not saying that spheres do not do that,
Right.
but this is more concentrated and it does have a more masculine type of energy of like, let's get it done. Let's get
Yeah.
it going. It has that energy behind it. Now, you can also have shapes that are okay, a heart.
Mm-hmm.
You're bringing in heart chakra energy. It's more loving, receptive energy when you have a crystal in the shape of a heart. Let's talk about the egg. The egg is representative and symbolic, and this is for millennia. This is not just new age stuff. This is old age stuff
Right.
of fertility,
Someone just
abundance.
asked, is there good crystals for fertility? So, and
Yes,
so one in an egg shape would be even better.
yes, absolutely. So for fertility, working on the womb space, I go back to carnelian. I
Okay.
go back to moonstone. I
Okay.
love rose quartz for
Okay.
fertility as well. And I don't want to toot my own horn here, but I have referred people to use these things and they have become pregnant. So if you are having issues with that, carnelian, moonstone, rose quartz, wear it, meditate with it, set the intention to do so, put it under your bed as you sleep at night. Again, I cannot make any claims that it's going to happen, but when the intention is there and the focus is there, that's where the energy flows. Also, when
Um,
you go
Sorry.
ahead.
Well, and with that, someone asked, so you're saying that even like for fertility or where to place it, someone asked, because you had mentioned earlier about pain, is it okay? Do you have to put it just on that spot or can
No.
you hold it in your hands? Can you
Yes,
hold
you
it
can.
or you could,
Okay. So
yeah,
that is a great question. And it brings me back to there are no rules.
yeah, right.
You are the creator of your magic and how you want to work with the crystal. These are just suggestions I'm throwing out that I know have worked for me and other people and what I've learned along the way.
Yes.
That doesn't mean that, let's just say it hurts on your lower back, but it's hard to put something on your lower back and be comfortable.
Right.
That doesn't mean you can't charge the crystal with the intention to help soothe the pain in your lower back. So no, you can absolutely just hold it and you're going to have the same connection.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, there are no rules. You make the rules.
Yeah, I love that. I
So
love that.
with an egg shape, fertility, abundance, prosperity, multiplying, that is what the egg, the shape does mean something. And especially those that are trying to get pregnant, get something in the egg shape. We have shapes and skulls. These are ancient knowledge holders. They're, I call people that own crystal skulls skull keepers because they are now the keeper of the knowledge that these ancient beings bring. So it is said that when a crystal skull is carved by the carver, that ancient energy and being is now infused into the crystal. And I know this to be true because I take shamanic journeys and I always use my skull crystal friends to assist me with that. And they all have their own name. They all have their own being and their own entity associated with that skull. Now, you can take all of that with a grain of salt. You don't have to believe that at all. But I live a shamanic way of life. And part of that is shamanic journeying. And I like to do that with my crystal skull friends to assist me with doing that. But just FYI, yes, the shape does matter. So let's say, go ahead.
Really fast. Someone did ask, like, does it matter? So these are all more, polished and kind of into, does it matter, let's say, in a raw form?
It does. So I honestly, this is just me.
Yeah.
I honestly prefer raw,
Me
natural.
too.
That's what I'm attracted to.
Me
But
too.
when I get to like using crystals, I sometimes need a polish.
Yeah, like when I'm using them on, like in a session,
Right.
I do use raw, but I mostly do more like the palm.
Yes.
And I always like
exactly.
the big boys. I always say the big. I don't ever use little ones. I always like the big.
Hey, big crystal energy. I'm here for it. Maybe the BCE. I'm here for it. So I have two just representations of raw crystals and minerals here. I have a black amethyst, and then I have a dambarite here. Just a representation of what crystals look like in the raw. I feel that raw crystals, and I'm sorry I've got my back turned to you right now. Let me get another one here. Here's a Lemurian quartz cluster. I feel that raw crystals have organic energy. Okay. It's like that straight from the earth energy. They have not, I mean, they've been touched, they've been cleaned. Yes. But they still hold just that organic earth energy. And typically, when it's in raw formation, like for instance, in this cluster, that energy is spouting out all over the place. It's not central. It's not compressed. It's not a tower where it's just pointing up in one direction. It's moving in all directions. And I do feel like there is a difference in the energetic feeling behind that when working with a raw crystal. And I always encourage my clients to just see what they're more drawn to. Because I have some people that they're like, I just love polished crystals. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I have other people, they love raw natural crystals. It's really just kind of based on your feeling and what you enjoy. Is any one better than the other? No, absolutely not. It comes down to personal preference at that point.
Right.
They all still hold the energy. It's just at a more different vibration, and it goes out into the universe a little bit differently. But neither one bad or good, neither one right or wrong. It's just personal preference.
One other physical that I wanted to ask, which maybe it would go back, it was like Crohn's, and then like Crohn's spasms, like colon spasms, which would be very painful, but anything, Crohn's and calming.
Absolutely. So going back to those physical healers, the clear quartz for sure.
Okay, clear quartz.
Petrified wood for sure.
Okay.
And then bismuth. So a bismuth crystal is man-made, typically in a laboratory. It's all natural. Okay. It's made naturally out of natural materials. They speed up the process by typically producing it in a lab. And it's gorgeous. It's like a rainbow. It's usually like a stair step. Oh gosh, where's mine at?
Sorry, someone just said, I always get giggly when asking this, but does size matter? And then me over here, I'm like, I like the big one.
I want to tell because I love that question. Don't get giggly, girl. I freaking love. Let's get down and dirty with crystals. Okay, it's now becoming crystals after dark, and that's totally fine with me. So bismuth.
Yeah,
Get
bismuth.
bismuth.
For the colon, for colon and colon
Yes.
spasms.
Yes, it is a natural healer to the digestive system. Okay, and that
To
incorporates
to the digestion and okay,
yes.
and also digestion issues then would be really good.
Yes. And then red jasper.
And
And
red jasper.
I have
Okay.
red agate here. It's very similar. This is a red agate, but it's very, very similar to red jasper. So
Okay,
either
which one do you want her to spell, hon? The bismuth, is that what you're asking? She just said spell. I don't know. I'll wait.
and a wonder dog is asking, I was in a store and a crystal vibrated at me. Have you seen that? I absolutely have. When they call, baby, they call. And sometimes they call really loud. And that vibration coming from that crystal is like, pick me, pick me. I'm ready to work with you. Your soul, your higher self already knew it. And now you're becoming attracted to it. And you're now noticing it and allowing that to happen. And she said, of course, I bought it.
Yes.
So good for you for being aware that that was calling for you and for picking that up for your life to help nurture you and whatever you need in your life right now.
She
Hi,
did.
Suzanne.
It was bismuth.
Good morning,
She
Alexis.
asked for spelling. I think
bismuth?
someone else. Thank you, Kim. I think Kim, is it? Yeah, Bismuth. Bismuth.
Bismuth.
Yeah. Thank you, Kim. Because I think they were wanting.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right. I had more questions.
Thank you, a wonder dog. You're so sweet. Thank you.
Okay. Can you they said, can you program crystals for other people? Are you I don't know who asked that. Was that your question?
Oh my God. This is such a great question. So you'll remember me, hear me say there are no rules, right? There are no rules.
Right.
But here we get into one of the universal laws, which is karma. So karma will be at play if you work your magic and energetics to someone else. So yes, you can absolutely do that. And I have done this before. Doug's brother, for instance, he, bless his soul, just recently passed and is on the other side. But when he was going through his sickness, we set up a crystal grid for him.
Oh,
to bring him
that. I'm getting chills everywhere. I don't know if you can see that, my goosebumps, but it's like they're like all the hairs are standing up on my arm.
So we wanted him to feel comfortable. We wanted help to ease whatever was bringing him dis-ease.
Yes.
At that point, it was kind of like a health crystal grid as well. We were doing that with the intention of helping. So our karma with that was for the greater good of the whole. It was for the greater good of him and the greater good of the whole. If you are wanting, I call it black magic or dark magic, which is a thing, I mean, you can manipulate energy to do some things if you want to. But just remember, if you are charging a crystal for not the greater good of the whole, not the greater good of your higher self or the greater good of the person, just know that there is universal karma that will come back in that exact way.
Yeah.
So
this person said, for my teenager, my middle schooler's anger. So she's like, I promise, for the greater good. It's like, oh my God, girl. Yeah. It's like for teenagers, it's like, all right. Yeah.
Yes, you absolutely can do that. And I would, if they're open to it, and just encourage them to touch the crystal that is charged and programmed with that intention, to at least keep it in their room, so that they are open to receiving that energy. If that is something that they are not open to, you absolutely can go ahead and still program and charge a crystal to work. I would always, here's what I do. I always preface anything that I do for someone else. I want to set the intention of energy and frequency connecting with their energy and frequency if it is in their highest light and highest honor. for the greater good of them and for the greater good of the whole. If it is, then it will happen. Universe will put everything in order and conspire for that to happen. If this is a I hate to use the word trial, but if this is a moment in life where these things need to take place in order for them to grow as a human soul, then it might not happen because it was not in their highest light and their highest honor to not be so mean. They had to learn some lessons along the way and become more of their higher self and more of their soul. We have these things happen in our life that make us who we are. And
Yeah.
that might be a growing phase in their journey that needs to happen. So I like to preface everything if it is in their highest light and highest honor and for the greater good of them and the whole.
Yeah.
Always keep that in mind that yes, we are in control and we are programming these things, but the universe is the ultimate controller. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
They're ultimately in control. And I want to also say that the person that you're setting it for, if their higher self and their soul is open to receiving that energy, it will be received.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the things that I do kind of like along that topic is when I do a distance healing. So a lot of people, sending Reiki, they'll do things differently, like they might use a teddy bear. They might do something. I actually make a crystal grid of their body, but I ask the crystals who would like, what do they need, and for each chakra I go and I say, who wants to work with me today? And the first one that comes up, usually I always know that's going to be the area that they really need. So if it's like the first one I pick up, it's pyrite, and I'm putting that in the solar plexus, it's like,
yes.
So it's really neat. Like
that's
they almost
amazing.
like communicate and talk to you, and it's always different. It's always different. So you can use them in creative ways, creative, just there's so many.
That's where I'm big on. You are the power and you are the magic. You are only limited to by your own beliefs.
Yeah.
So if you can dream that like Molly does, I don't know anyone else that does that, by the way. So
it's called to do that.
So for her to get the inspiration and imagine placing down like a crystalline grid of the body for that particular individual, she was only limited by what she would believe would work. So you are much more powerful, and this I say you talking to everyone here, than you could ever imagine. If you can dream it, you can make it come to happen, period.
Mm-hmm.
But I think too, we all get cut up on time. Yeah. And again, time is irrelevant. Timing is everything. It will happen. The universe will put the things into place and conspire to make those things happen for you. But you're only limited by what your mind can comprehend and believe. So if I can comprehend that this smoky quartz is going to keep me protected and rooted and grounded all day, let's say I don't want anyone to steal my power throughout the day. If I believe that, like, yes, this is going to happen, it's going to happen because I've infused it with that not that high, but that powerful intention, working with the crystalline energy that's now amplifying it, and it's now amplifying it out into the universe, who is now hearing that and pinging that right back to me.
Yeah. A couple questions that people asked, which I'm going to say, one's, I think a teen like struggling to find herself. Maybe that's more like, maybe I'm going to say maybe like self-esteem, and then also, so people will not use him over, so we can stand up for, so standing in your power. So I think it's kind of that same thing. Maybe for teenagers, especially like with bullying or low self-esteem or standing in our power. I mean, right now it's so hard, and so do you anything that you could recommend for them for that?
100%. So standing in your power, having more self-esteem is all about solar plexus energy. Mm-hmm. And by the way, Deb Ilm60, I do see your question. I'm not ignoring you. So if you're still here, I'll be happy to answer that in just a second. It's all about solar plexus energy. So the solar plexus is who we are and who we project out into the world. And this is the chakra that gives us the vitality and the energy to do all of those things. So anytime that you work with self-esteem, you want to work on the solar plexus, but you also want to bring in a level of groundedness, because if you're not grounded to begin with, you are not going to be able to get to that level. So the root chakra is always the most important. So if you don't have a good stability, if you don't have a good groundwork laid down already, you're not going to be able to build up to that solar plexus to get it going as well. So one, you want to stay grounded. Two, you want to get the solar plexus involved. How do you stay grounded? Smoky quartz and obsidian. These are just a couple that work great for that. Smoky quartz and obsidian. Also, red jasper is one of my favorites for grounding as well. So work with those. But when you're ready to start focusing on the self-esteem and the confidence, I'm going to go back to tiger's eye. You even think of the word tiger. The tiger is courageous.
Yeah.
It walks out, it does its thing. It don't give a shit when nobody thinks about it. I'm going to go, hunt my prey, and I'm going to get the job done. So tiger's eye is wonderful for self-esteem and courage in that aspect. The other one is pyrite, believe it or not. Mm-hmm. So pyrite it's also known as fool's gold because it has that gold luster to it. This is going to work in the same way by opening up and energizing and getting the solar plexus moving in the right direction. So the solar plexus may be blocked, or it may not be rotating in the right direction, all of those things. So we want to get that back on track. And pyrite is like a double, like a whammy to the solar plexus, where tiger's eye is a bit more cool, calm, and collected when it comes to confidence and that type of energy. This is more punchy. So this is going to like really like, bam, we're going to get in there. And
I say like it lights the fire.
It's like, yes.
Yes. It's like, it's
great analogy.
Light the fire in you. Yeah.
Right. So working with these two together for self-esteem, confidence, courage, very, very important. And that should help, again, with setting your intention to do so.
Yeah. And I think too, with teenagers, like, depending, they even have like, well, I wear bracelets a lot, but you don't have to get them like, once again, I do everything like extra, right? I mean, it's like,
yes.
you can get the tiny little ones, to wear, to school. You could get something that's neat is I've seen the tiger's eye that you're talking about. And it's like, and maybe you have these, it's like a little stone. It almost is like a worry stone where they can put their thumb in it and kind of rub it. It would go easy in a pocket. And if they're getting anxious or if things are going on, they could hold it and kind of rub it. Or of course, putting any of these things in their room. But I don't know, those are some,
I think it's really important, like, especially when you're working with confidence and courage and self-esteem, is to actually wear the crystal if you can, or keep it on your body somewhere.
Okay, I love that. Yeah.
Because you want to walk out in your day with that energy. I am walking out in abundance today. I am walking out in prosperity. I am walking out presenting my best self and my highest light and highest good to the world today. No one is going to steal my power. I'm going to stand firm in the shoes that I'm wearing today.
Right.
And when you're able to wear your crystals and you see them, you feel them on you, it is a reminder that I'm standing in my power today. And ain't nobody going to rock me. Ain't nobody going to stop me.
Yes.
And you do, like, you literally carry that energy with you throughout your day.
I love that. And I really like wearing a lot of like the grounding, protecting.
Yeah.
Someone did ask, is there
this question for Deb? Can I answer this for Deb? She has been so patient with me. She wants to know something good for kidney cancer. So I'm going to go back to those main physical healing crystals: clear quartz, the master healer, petrified wood, and then any type of cancer. There is, I have to say this, guys, I'm not a doctor. I cannot diagnose and I cannot prescribe things that, you guys know what I'm saying. I'm not a doctor. So this is for entertainment purposes only, and you take everything with a grain of salt. Sugilite. I actually have a Sugilite ring that I wear. I don't have it on today. That is the go-to crystal in the metaphysical community for the C word. So sugilite, S-U.
Do you have that you could show it?
Mhm.
Is it purple and black, like purple
It
and
is.
black speckles? Okay, yeah.
It is. Do you want me to go get it? I can certainly
Yeah,
go
so
get it.
they can see it because they
Yeah.
might. Yeah, go. I mean, yeah. If you don't
Okay.
care.
No, I don't care at all. You guys entertain yourselves. I'll be right back.
Okay. She's gonna go get that crystal just so you can see it, because sometimes then if you go somewhere, then you can. Yeah. And if anyone else has any more questions. I'm glad you like it. It's been so fun. I was so nervous because I was so afraid I wasn't going to be able to. I'm not very good with like like electronics, and I was like, oh my gosh, I hope I can get her on this morning, and it worked perfectly. So yeah, so I'm happy you liked it. And maybe this is something, if you guys like, maybe we can do like a series where today it was just kind of, we're just talking about anything, but maybe we could do something, where it's like once a month, and you talk about root stuff, whatever.
Here we
But
go. So I have it in bracelet form.
ooh,
And this
that's
is
really
rare.
pretty.
It's gorgeous. This is a rarer crystal. These are somewhat hard to find and come into contact with, but they are out there. And then there is the ring. And it's probably kind of blurry because it's smaller. But Sugilite, Sugilite. That is what I would recommend. Let's go ahead and put this on. And Molly, did you have? Oh, hey Danielle, what's up? What's up, girl?
Wait, what did she say? Carnelian? No, sorry, carnelian. Did you want to know how to spell carnelian? I don't know what she was asking. Sorry. Spelling. Insomnia. Okay.
You are so welcome, Deb. Thank you for that wonderful question. Danielle's in here. She said two of her favorite people. Love you. She's the best.
The color. Someone asked. Yes, spelling of carnelian. I think you had that right. Carnelian. Carnelian.
That is correct.
That's right. Okay.
That is.
Wear crystals on left or right for bracelets.
Okay. So I do not have any Sugilite right now, Deb. I do not. So Sugilite, someone asked, what is Sugilite for? I'm not a doctor. I cannot make any medical claims, but it is great for cancer patients.
Left or right?
Oh yeah, left or right. Sorry. Sorry. So I am a firm believer in there's always contrast. There's always duality. We have a left brain and a right brain. We have a left side and a right side. We have dark. We have light. This is throughout all of nature, throughout all of the universe. We have masculine and we have feminine. So it's probably going to look turned to you all, but my left side of my body, my left hand, just my whole left side would be considered the feminine side of the body, of the aura. The right side is the more masculine. So when wearing your crystals, you can be extremely intentional with it. Let's say I want to receive love for the day. I want to feel like so much love unconditionally. I just want to feel all the love today. I might put a rose quartz bracelet on my left wrist, wear a rose quartz ring on my left hand to receive that energy into my body. Now, let's say I want to step out in the world and project that I am prosperous. I'm going to wear tiger's eye on the right side. I'm going to wear pyrite. I'm going to wear citrine on the right side of my body to project that out into the universe. So there is a energy from left to the right side of the body. And
for protection or grounding. Like if you want to wear a bracelet for protection or grounding, or like, right?
So it doesn't, I don't want you to get caught up on that, because it doesn't matter. You're still wearing it on your body. You're still having that energy with you.
Yes.
If I am wanting to receive protection, like say, let's just say I want to create a force field around my body today. I'm going to wear it on my left. Right? If I want, I like this one. So if I want to, like, let's say I want to go to the grocery store and I don't want to get stopped by anybody, like people will just stop and talk to you.
Yeah.
I want to have a cloak of invisibility on. One, I can do that just mentally. I can do that shamanically and do that. But crystal wise, I'm going to put that on the right side of my body, like obsidian, smoky quartz, black tourmaline, black kyanite. And I am going to project a cloak of invisibility as I walk out into the world.
Mm-hmm. I love that. Someone asked again, your purple bracelet. They love that. And that is, am I saying right? Sugalite or Sugalite? Or
Sujalite.
Sujalite. Sujalite is her purple bracelet. And
this is a rare crystal. It is somewhat harder to find, but it is out there. I don't have any right now.
Will you please also tell them your Instagram, like, so they can follow you? And will you please tell them when your live is going to be? Because I'm sure they would love to watch it, or, because if you have bracelets you sell, or if you have whatever.
Yeah, so we do.
So they can follow you. We are
getting ready to. Our Instagram is Our Mother's Crystals, and that name came to me via spirit. Our mother being the Mother Earth. It's our mother, her crystals. So it's Our Mother's Crystals. Yeah, go right ahead, Molly. And then we're gearing up to have our next story sale and live sales. It's going to be a 4-day event. We are going to have a story sale November 10th, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the 11th, 12th, and the 13th of November. It is going to be our annual pre-Black Friday sale. So we hardly ever discount our crystals and our metaphysical supplies, because we are extremely fair on the prices versus what else is out there. But we are offering a pre-Black Friday special of 10% off your entire order. So no matter if it's just a bracelet or if it's $500 worth of crystals in a box, the entire order is going to be 10% off. And we do always give you a free gift with purchase. And we always plant one tree in your honor with a purchase to give back to Mother Earth that so graciously gives back to us. So right now we are doing most of our retailing on Instagram live sales. I am open to doing TikTok live sales. I know it's just set up a little bit differently on how I would have to do that, and I have not traversed into that territory yet. But our Instagram live sales are popping. Like, it's high vibing. It is a community. Everyone kind of knows everybody, or if they don't, they are now becoming friends. And it is so high vibrational in there. Like, people are buying crystals live on air and then gifting them to someone else live on air. And we have a lot of giveaways. Someone will, let's say I'm selling this Unakite sphere. Someone will be like, claim 25. And then they'll be like, just give it away. Just pull somebody's name randomly and give it away. Like, that kind of stuff happens in our live sales. Our community is the freaking best. I know there's a lot of options out there with buying, but I stand firm in our community that has been created here. It is by far the best. And Danielle just said, if you want a great place to buy crystals, OMC is amazing. I love you. Thank you so much.
Just asked, when is the sale again?
So Josie says, I love to plant a tree. Thank you so much. So November 10th, we are going to have a story sale in our story section on Instagram, and that will start at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and last all day. Then on November 11th, which is Friday, we will go live at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then on Saturday, the 12th, we will go live at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then on Sunday, the 13th, we have coffee and crystals. So we get up bright and early at 9 a.m. and we'll be live until everything is gone off the tables. So you have 4 different ways there to shop with us, and everything is going to be 10% off in honor of Black Friday.
And so, and you show them everything, and then yeah, you told them.
Yeah. So what I do, basically, I'll just use like kind of what I have here as an example. Let's say we're going over pyrite. I just keep going pyrite, but I will be showing this crystal. I'll be talking about it. We'll be educating at the same time. We'll be laughing. And then it will have a price tag attached to it, and it will have a number and a letter. I'm just going to make up something here, and it will say 35C. And so to claim, you would just claim in the comments 35C. And that C is just an identifier. So if I have something else on the table that's 35, I know what you're claiming. And then whoever comes through first on our end with the comment, the claim number, will get that. And then I send out invoices after all the live sales have completed. I do that via PayPal. So I just need a PayPal email address in order to get that to you.
And someone asked, will you have this, I'm going to say it wrong, Sugilite available in the future?
I possibly can. It just kind of depends on what my suppliers have when, we're conversing and I'm buying more inventory. So it just kind of depends. I would love to say yes, but I can't make any guarantees. I don't know.
And they want your Instagram again.
Yes, it's Our Mother's Crystals. It's OUR Mothers, MUTHERS, and then crystals. Our Mother's Crystals. So the OMC that you guys see, OMC Crystal Shop, the OMC.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for Our Mother's Crystals.
Do you ship to Canada?
Yes, I ship all over the world. We have worldwide shipping.
Okay. And you
yes, Danielle. And you're welcome, Inky Dinky.
Okay. Let's see. I'm going to go down.
By the way, I just want to say that me and Molly are bead earring sisters. Yeah, we both love beaded earrings.
Today I have these huge butterflies,
which I love. They're gorgeous.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to see if I have any other questions.
This has been fun.
It has been fun.
Yeah.
Can crystals? Okay. She just and I think you talked about this, so you could just kind of. But someone just wanted to know: can crystals cancel each other out when working with multiple, or do they all just work together?
So yeah, I kind of answered that already, but I'd like to kind of go into more detail about that anyway, because it's a really great question. And this is where we get a lot of information. Things start to get overwhelming, and then we overthink everything. So there are no rules. I believe that this is my belief and what I have been taught and what my guides and my ancestors and spirit has told me. Mm-hmm. We are all interconnected. Everything is interconnected. The air is connected to us. The ground is connected to us. I'm connected to Molly. Molly is connected to you, so on and so forth. Mother Earth has created a crystalline grid. Okay, underneath the earth, all of these crystals have formed together and they're all connected, just like tree roots are connected and talk to each other. So once they are out of the ground, that doesn't mean that they're not connected anymore. I don't feel that anything cancels anything out. And I will get a lot of backlash by saying this because I know a lot of people do not agree with this, but this is what has been presented to me. It is however you decide to work with the crystals energetically. So like I said, you could have one crystal that's on one end of the spectrum as far as frequency and energy, and then you can have one that's on the complete polar opposite end of that. That does not mean they cannot work together cohesively for you, and that does not mean that they cancel each other out. It's all about how you want to work with them and how you set your intention to work with them. So being on 2 different ends of the spectrum and the frequency here, I have black obsidian and clear quartz, completely different, polar opposites when it comes to energy and frequency. But I use them together all the time, and they work phenomenally all the time because I'm setting my intention to do so and charging them with my energy and frequency to work for the highest light of me and for the greater good of the whole. So if you were to just place these two together, they still are holding their own energetic frequency that does not go away. So if you keep that in mind, that that energy is not ever going to go away, it might change a little bit. So the frequency and energy might change a little bit. It's never truly going away. So to me, it only makes sense that it can't cancel each other out. They still work together in their own way or separately. Does that make sense? I don't even know if that does that even make sense?
Yes,
Did
and
I
I honestly
well
believe
enough?
too. Yeah, and I honestly believe too, like when I'm working with crystals or placing them or picking them out, I literally just listen to my
Definitely.
intuition and place them where they want to go. You know, it's all
Yes.
too, it's just, it's really about intuition. And sometimes I'll lay them on the
Yes.
body, and it's like, I don't always be like, it's the heart chakra. I can only use a green stone. You know, I place sometimes, you know, I just
Oh my
listen
gosh.
to who
Can
wants to
I
go where, you
I'm
know?
so happy you said that. And I'm so happy we are on the same wavelength here as far as being rule breakers. I want to touch on that real fast
Yeah.
because don't get caught up on everything you read and hear about metaphysical properties of crystals. Because I'm going to give an example. Green aventurine, great for the heart chakra. We know this metaphysically, it's been used millennia for the heart chakra. That does not mean that it can't be used for something else if you feel called to use it for that. So for instance, rose quartz, some people are going to call this the unconditional love stone. It's all about the heart chakra, and it is. But at the same time, there are moments in my life where rose quartz feels very protective, where normally an obsidian or a black tourmaline or a black kyanite would feel very protective. No, there are times in my life where this feels like I want to carry this around because I feel protected by it. So again, you are only limited by your own beliefs. So when you start reading things on metaphysical properties, don't limit yourself to that. I'm not saying they're wrong. I don't believe there's any right or wrong. I believe it is all up to us and what we feel we need and want to use. Yes, we have our gold standards and metaphysical properties when it comes to crystals, things that have been tried and true and tested over and over and over again. But that doesn't mean you can't come in and use another crystal for how it feels supportive for you.
Yeah, and yeah, I love that. It's like you have the guidelines, you gain the you
Yes.
know you gain the knowledge, but then it's kind of like your art. You listen, you play,
Yes.
and I love the rose quartz as protective because I think of it as what is more protective than a beautiful mother's energy that is so
Right.
loving. I mean,
Unconditional
Mama Bear
love.
comes
Right.
out, it's like, oh no, you're not coming near my baby. So you know
Yes.
that's what that reminds me of when you said that. It's like that mother love energy. Oh, I'm gonna protect you. I'm
It's
gonna
a nurturing hug,
yeah.
essentially. And I'm going to envelop you in this love so nothing can touch you.
Yeah, well, I think let's see, I think we've gone way over our
Okay.
our our hour. And
I can talk about this stuff all day. So
yeah,
it's
well,
easy
and
for
I
me
was
to get.
saying Dana, and I think people were interested, you know, that maybe that, you know, doing something like this once a month together, but
Yeah.
maybe we do a series, you know, maybe it's a specific topic that people
Yes.
choose. And that's, you know, that's what we
Yes.
focus on. We can have even people like, but, you know, and then they were also asking about YouTube and if we will upload this to YouTube so you can go back and hear the information, which I will upload this to YouTube, and my YouTube is in my bio. But also Dana, and she hasn't launched it yet, not
Yes.
yet. She's gonna have a YouTube
So,
channel as well, and have like massive amounts of information and
so,
podcast and yeah.
and I want to tell people that may not have heard it earlier. It is going to be called the Crystalline Network, presented by Our Mother's Crystals. It will be a podcast. channel and a YouTube channel, and Molly is going to come on and be a guest. I'm going to interview her, and we're going to talk about a lot of fun things. So for all of Molly's followers that know and love her already, for all of my followers that might not know Molly yet, we're going to dive deeper into what is beautiful Molly. So stay tuned for that. We will be launching in November. So stay tuned for that. And you're going to have to teach me how to save this live so I can post it.
Okay, I will. Yeah. It's yeah. Let's see. And anything else? And yeah, if you aren't following Dana, it's OMC Crystal Shop on TikTok, and then Our Mother's Crystals on Insta, where she does all of her stories.
And shout out yourself, honey, for all my people.
Yeah, and then I'm just Sunflower Soul. I think I'm Sunflower Soul Healing. God, I should know my
yeah, it's Sunflower Soul Healing on Instagram.
And on TikTok.
Yes, it's the same on both. So
yeah,
she's easy to find, and she is my personal Reiki practitioner and healer. I love her. I adore her. If you have not got a treatment from her of any kind, I highly encourage you to do so. She has changed my life.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Anything else that you want to say? Or
no, I mean, I feel like this was good. And if people are like commenting, and by the way, Danielle said here, Molly is amazing. I know. If anyone, like, if you guys are interested in us doing this monthly, please let us know. I would love to have it as like, okay, today we're going to focus on the root chakra and grounding, or, maybe something
you guys, like that. And will you, if or even like I can do a
thanks, Josie Rosie.
And you guys could like vote, or if there's something, what would everyone saying yes, please do it, absolutely yes.
Okay.
So yeah, so we can even talk about that, and monthly would be great. That's what they're
that's doable. Okay, well we'll discuss behind the scenes. Is there anything I need to do before I get off here on how to save this?
No, you just someone said, I feel ready to use my crystals now.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Good. That is what it's all about, honey. Yes.
Yes. And I love it because I'm like, I learned so much too, and it's like it's just amazing, and I love that. Like, we're always students. I love learning.
We are. And listen, I learned just as much from you all as you do, say, from me. I can't tell you how many times people have said, hey, I like to pair this together, and I like to use this for that, and I'm like, oh, I never even thought about doing that. And I'm still learning too. I learned from you all just as much.
I love that. Someone said dynamic duo.
Oh, yeah, baby. And thank you, Deb. Thank you, Josie Grozy. She said it was so awesome to meet you too. I love this idea. I love today. Thank you both so much. So sweet, you guys. Thanks for joining us, taking time out of your day to connect with us energetically and on this platform and in this sacred space. Just thank you. Thank you guys
so much. Okay, now I think to end it. Okay, so first of all, I always sit here like this, and I always hit.
You're like, what I hit?
So okay, let me look. So guys, I guess we're gonna go ahead and sign off, and thank you again, and we'll keep you posted on doing this in November, which is literally right around the corner. Okay. All right.
Love you guys.
Love ya. Bye. Okay, so to end it, oh no, maybe I normally do comments. See, you just hit the little power button up by where the people are. You just hit that, and then I can call you and tell you how to save this.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I will upload this to Insta if you guys missed some of it or want to go back.
Cool.
Or not Insta, I mean
YouTube.
YouTube. Yes.
Sweet.
Okay. All right. Bye. You just
love you.
Love you. Bye.